Hello everyone and welcome back to yet again another video in the Color Cup. And for today's team I'm going to take a look at the Shadow ZAP-DOS menons in this Color Cup. And since Shadow ZAP-DOS is too good in this cup and it's ranked 6, so I'm going to take a look how it performs in this cup over here, to which I'm going to pair it up with a really strong code which I have already featured in my channel, but I don't want to feature that like multiple times. But since how strong and how good this code is, that is the reason I have to showcase it once again along with ZAP-DOS. So this team comprises of Trevenant in the lead with a safe swap of Toxapex and the closure of ZAP-DOS. So until and unless ZAP-DOS is getting energy and shield advantage, it does not have a really good matchup. But once it gets shield or maybe energy advantage, it can wreck the whole meta. It can just tear apart everything in this, every Pokemon in this color meta. To which I'll not take much time into the introduction. I'll quickly jump. And if you're liking the content onto this channel, do share, like and subscribe as well if you haven't already. That helps me a lot, supports me a lot, and keeps me motivated for upcoming more and more videos which I also would come up with. So let's quickly jump into the first battle over here in the Color Cup with this team. So the first lead over here I am going to take with my Trevenant is going to be a Talonflame, which is not a really good lead, and I safe swap into my Toxapex over here, to which I think they have got a hard answer to that Toxapex as well. But since Toxapex is super tanky, it can easily take one Thunderbolt, and now I'll be going for the first Sludge Wave. So if I can land this Sludge Wave, which I do over here, I do have a commanding situation right now because I will be outpacing them to the next Thunderbolt, and I can now go for the next Brine over here. So Brine does get the first shield from my opponent's end, and which is really good because, as I've already mentioned, ZAP-DOS with shield advantage or maybe energy advantage just goes crazy in this meta, to which now I can easily come back with my Trevenant and let this first any charge move go through because both are resisted, which is going to be a Surf, and now I'm out of energy once again with one Shadow Claw, to which now they again comes back with their own Talonflame, and Talonflame will be outpacing me to the first Flame Charge over here, which I'll shield, and now I'll be going for one more beat, which is very risky and not a good play from my end because I was not throwing move at correct alignment, and they can easily sneak in one full incinerate through, to which now I can easily come back with my ZAP-DOS, and now I'll be winning the same in every situation, and I'll be going for the first Drill Peck that gets the knockout for the Talonflame over here. And the final Pokemon they have access to is going to be Trevenant, which will not absolutely like this Drill Peck coming in through, which just wrecks it apart and gets me the win for the first battle. So that's a really good play, and as I've already mentioned, ZAP-DOS is just crazy in this closing situations. Moving on to the next matchup, I pick up a lead which is a tough one against this goat over here, which is going to be A.Wak, and I tried to catch one Shadow Bone or maybe anything. A Fire Blast. I'm not sure if they're running that also into with my Toxapex, and I was not able to do so, and now they safe swaps into their own Meganium, which is kind of tell that they don't have a hard answer to my Toxapex, to which now I'll be going for the first Sludge Wave, which they fail, and I can easily get the farm down with the Brine, beg your pardon, with the Poison Jab, and now they can throw any move at me. So I have got switch advantage for my ZAP-DOS over here, which is going to be really nice, and now I'll be going for the next Brine once again. So if they want to keep their A.Wak alive, they have to shield up, which I want them to do, which is really good right now, but they cannot farm me down with this resisted fire spins because how bulky Toxapex is. So they will be now going for one more Boon Club, which does get the knockout for me, but now I can easily come back with my own Trevenant and load up on energy. So I'll just wait out the switch clock, and now I'll be loading up on energy, but I have to shield up once because it might be they might be going for the first Shadow Bone, which it is, and I can easily Shadow Claw them down, and the final Pokemon they have access to is going to be Azumarill, which wraps up the game because I am so much ahead on energy that I can go for back-to-back seed bombs over here, drawing out the final shield from Azumarill, and they don't have anything to threat my uh, threat my Trevenant over here with the farm down with bubble. So it's not possible, so they have to throw the move, which I think is going to be Ice Beam or maybe Play Rough. I don't care, but my win condition is going to be my MVP of this video actually, which is going to be my Zapdos over here. So Zapdos comes in, Thunder Shocks down the Azumarill and gets the win for this battle here as well. So GG's. Moving into the next battle, I pick up a lead against Araquanid, which is actually a good lead, but I thought, so since it's running Bug Bite, which is neutral, I quickly safe swapped into my own Toxapex over here, which is met with a counter of Charger Bug. So Charger Bug is very much attack weighted and it does have access to Discharge. So as you guys can see, this Spark and Discharge does add up quickly, and I think 2 Discharge will be enough to get the knockout for this Toxapex as well. To which I'll be landing the first sludge wave over here, and I knew that they will be over farming quite a bit, and now they'll be going for the next Discharge. So Discharge will get the knockout for me, and now I can easily come back with my own Trevenant, but I have to give up 1 shield, which is not a good scenario for me because I want shield advantage onto my Zapdos, but they went for actually Xyz and not a Crunch, which is terrible. So I thought it would be a Crunch, but I was not counting this time actually. So that is the reason I have to build up I have to went for the shield, and now I land the next Shadow Ball over here, which does quite a bit of neutral damage over here, and they went for the Bug Buzz directly, which is a great play from their end, but which does not knocks me out, and they again reveals their final Pokemon, which is going to be their own Trevenant over here. So Trevenant is having shield advantage right now, which my Zapdos will not prefer, because Zapdos can again win CMP tie any day against Trevenant over here. But since I was a bit out of energy, I went for back-to-back drill pecks over here, getting both the shields down, but I was so much close to the next drill peck, which I do get over here. That is really nice because Zapdos takes out the Trevenant with shield advantage right now, but now they will be coming back with their own Araquanid over here. But now I have a move loaded. I went for the Seed Bomb, but since Bug Bite is a 1-turn move, they snuck in and they got the win for this battle. So GG's to my friend, really well played. Moving on to the next battle, I pick up a lead this time against this. I forgot this name. It's a Serperior. Yeah, it's a Serperior. And as far as I know, that Serperior is having access to a Vine Whip along with the community move of Frenzy Plant, Leaf Tornado, and Aerial Ace. But this meta, they will be running Leaf Tornado over here. Beg your pardon, Aerial Ace over here, along with Frenzy Plant, which does a bit of damage to me, because how squishy Trevenant is. To which now I'll be shielding up this first, the next Aerial Ace, and now I'll be going for the Shadow Ball of my own once again. I thought of going for a CMP type, but I don't want to risk it. To which I'll be now going for the Shadow Ball that does draw out both the shields from my opponent's end. To which now I'll be safe swapping quickly into my own into my Toxapex, and somehow their answer to a Toxapex is going to be a Fire Fang Arcanine over here, which is not a great thing because how squishy Arcanine is, it will be getting hit with 1 Brine and just get wrecked, and 1 Poison Jab does take out the very squishy Arcanine over here, and again they comes back with their own Frenzy with their Serperior and goes for the Frenzy Plant. And I will be going for the Heart Farm down over here onto the Serperior over here, onto this Toxapex, and the final Pokemon they have access to is going to be the Swampert over here. But Swampert will also not accept this Brine, which I was quite loaded with. So Brine is not a good move, which is actually not good, but it does add up on Swampert as well. But they cannot also farm me down, and I am having shield advantage once again. So giving Zapdos shield advantage is the core strategy over here, and I deliberately come back in with my Trevenant because I want them to throw their energy right now, because now I can easily come back with my Zapdos, shield up the next Hydro Cannon over here, which will be doing a ton of damage because it cannot take any hit, and get to the next Drill Peck just in time before they could even reach to the next move. This Drill Peck will just be enough to get the knockout for this very low Swampert, giving me the win for this battle here as well. GG's. Moving into the 5th battle over here, onto this video, I pick up a lead against Trevenant onto their own Talonflame once again, to which now I safe swap into my own Toxapex over here, and to a Toxapex their answer is going to be the Ferrothorn. So I've seen quite a bit of videos like Ferrothorn is actually a good answer to a couple of things in this meta over here, and what I feel, since Toxapex is so bulky, this neutral Sludge Wave and this Poison Jabs does add up really quickly for this. So as you guys can see, they cannot farm me down with Bullet Seed. That's just impossible. They have to go for one more Power Wave to take me out, but I can reach to back-to-back Sludge Wave over here, and since they have shielded up once, I am not sure if they're going to shield up once again, and they have to throw, which allows me to let my Toxapex go down, which is I am fine with, and now I can easily come back with my Trevenant over here and load up on energy. So Trevenant will be getting hit with a middle shot, which does not hit too hard, which is fine, and I will be getting the defense, the attack drop surely, and now they can easily come back with their own Talonflame over here. So I was this time I was good with the alignment on the moves, because they cannot snuck in one more move, and they let the next Shadow Ball go through, which is really nice, because now they will be going for the next Flame Charge, which does enough damage. But now I have got 2 shield advantage Zapdos over here onto this Talonflame, and they will be going for one more Flame Charge, which I'll shield up, and the final Pokemon is going to be their Toxapex of their own, which is not good, because I'll be going for no bait this time. I'll be going for the straight Thunderbolt, which almost takes out the Toxapex over here, and I'm looking for a farm down. I'm not throwing over here, because if they snuck in move, it will be hilarious for me, to which now they comes back with the Talonflame once again. I farm them down with Thundershock over here to get the win for the battle here as well. So GG's. Moving into the final battle of the video, I pick up a lead against Araquanid once again, and since it's Infestation Araquanid, I quickly safe swap into my own Toxapex over here, and which is really good that the I just lured out a Flying Squirrel over here, which is going to be the Emolga, and since my my Zapdos will not appreciate this Emolga over here, because it's quite spammy, and Discharge and Thunderbolt hits very hard to my Zapdos as well, to which now I'll be going for the first shield onto this Discharge, because I want to pressurize the shield over here onto my opponent over in this scenario. So I'll be going for the next sludge wave once again, getting the final shield, which is really good, which I wanted, and they cannot farm me down this time, because how bulky Toxapex is. I have told this innumerous times, they have to throw, and which gives me a good opportunity for my Trevenant to farm this whole Emolga down, to which again now they switch backs into their own Araquanid once again. So I'll be going for the neutral hard-hitting move of Shadow Ball that does land, and I want them to throw over here, because if my Zapdos have 2 shield, it's going to be just wrecking this whole team, which I'm not sure what they have in the backend, but as long as the shields are down, Zapdos just goes to town over here. So I'll be now going for the next Seed Bomb, because they are quite low and Seed Bomb does take it out, and the final Pokemon they have access to is going to be Pelipper, which looks like a very good game, because yeah, I'll be going for this neutral Seed Bombs over here, and how squishy Pelipper is, this Seed Bomb and this Shadow Claw will add up quickly, and they cannot farm me down with Wing Attack. So they have to go for the Wither Ball over here, and now I have to go for the full farm down over here, because I think they have a move with their Emolga over here. So I have to let this next charge move go through, which is Wither Ball, which is resisted, but since how squishy I am, you guys can see how much damage it did to that Zapdos over here. So I'll be going for the next Thunderbolt over here, as I switched in their Emolga, and I can easily farm down the Pelipper coming in, getting the win for the final battle here as well. So GG's to my opponent, really well played. So Zapdos is so much strong in this meta. I really liked playing with the Zapdos over here, and it just super exciting. So that will be all for this video. See you again in the next one. Till then, peace.